Welcome to the Faith Jones channel. This is the place where Black women are free to exercise the power of her femininity without compromising her dignity. We do not advocate stroking male egos at the expense of destroying female self esteem. Here, there is balance. Hello, this is Faith Jones coming at you with another one of my videos. And today's topic is going to be about listening and the Black female community in particular with listening. Yesterday, I had a post up about Tyrese, and actually, this is like stemming from the last maybe 4 or 5 posts that I had. Talking about single motherhood and relationships, the whole nine. And I noticed some areas of improvement that we as Black women need to just kind of sit down and work on. But in the interview that Tyrese had, he was stating, in general, what he meant by his statements. And, he was basically explaining himself. And even in the actual statement that he made, I didn't read the whole thing because I didn't feel the need to go through the whole entire thing. Most of everyone had read the whole Instagram statement that he had made, but it was one paragraph in particular that would have squashed all the internet drama when he stated that he was talking about a certain type of woman. And then he went on to describe the type of women that he was talking about. And then he wasn't even directing his comments at Black women. He said that this was for all women. But the people who are most butthurt over this, the people who are running to social media, like Black men run to social media to talk about Black women, are Black women, complaining that Tyrese doesn't have a right to talk about anything because he's this judgmental person and he cheat on his wife. He's a womanizer. And there was like all these excuses that we as Black women were giving as to why this man is not entitled to his opinion. And see, when I listened to Tyrese talk and I read the Instagram post, he wasn't calling women bitches. He wasn't calling women hoes. He wasn't saying that all women are bitches and hoes and all women look like ridiculous manufactured clowns. This is his words. He specifically narrowed it down, and that's what a lot of us have been talking about, that Black men do not qualify who they're talking about when they're making these rants. But I'm beginning to see that we are going to be dissatisfied regardless, because he did qualify who he was talking about, and we still wanted to be offended. And so this is where drama queen, the words drama queen comes to mind when I think of people who want to start something over nothing. And hit dogs also comes to mind when I think of people who are overly upset about something, especially if they're saying that it doesn't apply to them. You know, as women, we sit up here and we make all types of excuses for our behavior. And then we want to turn around and tell Black men that they are the ones who excuse their bad behavior. And I said it, when I was in the forum yesterday. And oh yeah, my fan base has dropped because nobody is a fan of turning the mirror on themselves and looking at their own issues. We decided to put up that Black Woman's Wall of Silence. And I've been true to my word. I have not put up any videos about black men. Not that I won't. It's just that I won't argue with them anymore. It's a waste of time. My focus is about us as women and what we need to do to better ourselves. And it's not just about getting our education. Black women are already getting our education, and we are already going natural, and we're understanding the need not to put chemicals in our hair anymore. So we're doing that in troves as a group already. The birth rate is going down, but that's something that I will focus on a lot more because it needs to go down even further. Still, 70% of Black women are single mothers. So, this is something that needs to go all the way down to less than half if we can. Like I said in another video, I would like to see the numbers of single mother households go all the way down, and married parent households, I want those numbers of births to go all the way up. I don't It's not that I don't want us to replace ourselves, but I want us to start doing things on code, properly, and in order, not like how we have been doing it, with no rhyme, no reason, no plan. But as long as we're, dragging black men down and talking about their problems, and we're wanting to pull the beam out of their eye, but we can't pull the beam out of our own eye first so that we can see clearly how to help our brothers. As long as we're bashing on them and being defensive in our dialogues with them, it's okay. And I'm not saying that, brothers are not messed up in their mentality, because I have done videos talking about the different messed up mindsets that they have. But I'm not a one sided individual. Never have been and ain't gonna start. We have some cleaning up to do around our own front door first, ladies. And I see that now more than ever. And I really don't care about views, because like I said, I was making money before I came to YouTube. This is about getting my message out, and if it helps one person, I'm satisfied with that. I'm not here to go back and forth with no little girls or little boys online. I don't do internet battles. It's not what I'm here for. You can play on your own channel with that bullshit. You know, the real reasons why a lot of men don't take us seriously as women. Not saying that they're right all the time, not saying that at all, but we're not either. It's just that we don't like to listen. If our men tell us something, we don't give them a chance to speak. We don't even listen to what the man is actually saying. And the problem is that sometimes the men that are in our lives, let's just say our personal life, I'll use for an example in a relationship. And this is just an example. But sometimes, guys, they'll end up with a female that makes him feel as though he doesn't know what he's talking about. And that is also abusive behavior, ladies. And women, don't sit here and try to pretend that we can't be abusive as well, because I have seen it in these chat rooms, how abusive some of us can be. And I have, because I'm biased towards my own women, I've glossed over it because I figured that the men should be strong enough and intelligent enough to know that this is a defense mechanism that a lot of us have. But I've seen my women, my black women, my beautiful black women in these chat rooms getting hellfire mad themselves and who are calling men out their names unprovoked, just being nasty as they want to be. But I let it go because I know that a lot of black men do it to us all the time, unprovoked. Not that I agree with it, but I just let it go because once again, I'm biased. I know that we have been through the ringer. But I'm going to speak on it today because I have been silent about it too long and I can't continue to let bad behavior go unchecked. But no, you're no better than the men that you claim do this to us when you do that. We are not always right. We have opinions and we're entitled to those opinions. Everyone is entitled to their opinions as long as we are expressing it in a manner that is not abusive to the other person. And I am talking to both black males and black females because I've seen a lot of abuse from both sides. And it ain't cute and it ain't productive. We're just having these circular arguments with one another that never gets anywhere because the main goal becomes who can give the best snapback. I'm not here to go back and forth with you online all day trying to get the best snapback, the most snazziest comment or whatever. Yeah, sometimes it's, somebody says something that's humorous, hilarious, but at the end of the day, when I think back on it, it was just a hilarious statement, but nothing got accomplished. The next day, that same person is back in the chat rooms having a circular argument with someone else and trying to get the best snapback. And this is what we have been reduced to as a people, especially in the social media platform. Another thing I notice is that women listen to their friends too much. I understand the need for female friendship and camaraderie, but this is the thing that has been shooting women in the foot for eons, centuries, decades. It's good to, have girls' night out. I'm just going to go back to an example of being in a relationship because that's the easiest way to explain the camaraderie. You're having girls' night out. But when you start letting your single girlfriend who can't get or keep a man, she's constantly running guys off because she's over talking him, making him feel silly and dumb and like he doesn't have a voice. She hasn't had a man since antenna TV was out. But she's going to get into your business and your relationships. When you listen to women who are not qualified, they don't have the life experience. They don't have, and it's not even about having the life experience because you have plenty of women like myself. I have made mistakes, but I also have the successes to go along with the failures. But you got some females that got nothing but failures in their resume. And these are the women that you're listening to because they're saying what you want to hear. They're no different than the man that you go out on a date with and tell you everything that you want to hear, blowing smoke up your ass. Instead of the man that tells you the truth. And some of it may be something that you may not want to hear, but at least you have all the information to work with. Problem is, we only want to hear what we want to hear. And that is a childish mindset. We tell our children fairy tales and we soften blows for them because mentally they can't process things on an adult level. But once you become an adult, you should be able to process things a lot better on an adult level without somebody having to blow smoke up your ass every 10 seconds to soften the blow for you because you can't handle truth. And there's different levels to handling the truth. Some people can't handle telling it, and some people can't handle hearing it. But you are the most well rounded individual when you can handle both hearing and telling the truth. And I see a mismanagement of the truth on both sides. And I told someone else, I said, I'm not here to blow smoke up nobody's ass. I'm not here to get high fives from anybody. I'm here to identify problem areas. And then I am here to say, this is what we need to work on. But in dealing with just the women and our issues over the last few days, the big issue that I see within the female Black community is we do not want to be corrected. We do not want to be criticized, even if it is positive or constructive. And we do not want to listen. Once our feelings are hurt, once our guards are up, we hear what we want to hear. And we are no longer able to decipher the truth from lies or what it is that we want to hear or our own insecurities. If we're insecure about our weight, our hair, or surgery that we might have had, if a person comes to you and says something like what Tyrese said, that they don't mind, you enhancing yourself, it's just don't go over the top. All we hear is that he talked about weaves. If you're a weave wearer, all you heard is that he talked about women being loose if you're a loose woman. All we heard was that he talked about women not loving themselves if you're a woman that don't love yourself. And these are the insecurities that you hone in on when you supposedly are supposed to be listening to what the person actually said. You hone in on your insecurity and you allow your insecurity to start a dialogue in your brain and rewrite what that person actually said. And then you take it and run, and it becomes reality. This is not how we are supposed to be listening to our men. And they are still our men, whether you like it or not. I can't wake up and just be unblack. So these are my people. Now, some of my people are not on my team, but they're still in my group. I understand the difference between people that look like you not being for you. But I'm not going to say that these are not my people. The good, the bad, and the ugly, we all are in the same group. It's just that you can't build with everybody. And at some point, you are going to have to branch off and get with like minded individuals. And if I'm not it, then just branch off. Get with a like minded individual. If you want, to bash black men all the time, 24/7, then go to a place where they will allow you to do that. Because I'm not about doing that. I'm about building a bridge, not burning them. I don't want to burn the bridge between black men and black women. We as women, we think that we own our men, and in a twist of fate, I see controlling personalities on both sides, both men and women. We want to control each other in certain aspects. There are black men that are sitting out here wanting to tell black women how to dress, how to wear their hair, how to enhance their beauty, how to talk, how to speak. You're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. That's control. And then there are black women that want to tell black men what to like and what not to like. If there is one black man that comes on television and he likes a light skinned black woman with the cute little button nose and the little European features, that's what he likes. And we tell him that he's a self hater and he's wrong. And he should have a woman that looks closer to Sadib or what's that black actress. She looks like a little model. Her name escapes me, but she's a cute, dark skinned African woman. We come in all colors, shapes, facial features, hair textures. So if a man doesn't like a particular shape, a particular color, a particular feature, a particular hair texture, my question to those of us that think that all black men should just love nothing but hardcore Afrocentric features, are we all supposed to just go and beat them over the head and tell them that they're all self haters and they should be ashamed of themselves because their mama had a big nose or big lips and nappy hair? And so, how dare you like another African American woman or black woman that doesn't have nappy, kinky hair or big lips or big nose or dark skin? I mean, how far are we going to go with this? How long are we going to focus on this superficial stuff? I began to look at the behavior, and it is a bullying and shaming tactic on the side of black women when we do this. And this is something that we do not want to hear, that we can be bullies ourselves. Has anyone tried to make you be with somebody that you weren't attracted to? How would you feel if someone did that to you and told you you had to because this person, represents what this race looked like hundreds of years ago? So we need to just get back to just that. We sound ridiculous. This is a behavior that we need to change. And independence is great to a point. And, I tried to talk about this subject in my other videos when I was talking about relationships, but I don't think I really dwelled on it too much because it tied into education. And black women, we are so proud of our educational accomplishments. And I'm not saying not to be, but don't put all your stock and your worth into that. You are more than your college degree. And if you can't be more well-rounded woman than that, then you're going to be single forever. Not that the ultimate goal is to have a man, because inevitably some black woman is going to come in here with her, she's going to be armed with her emotions and read something else into what I'm saying. And she might do it anyway because in their mind, this sentence that I'm saying didn't even happen, even though it did. That's how a lot of us have gotten over the years. We don't listen. We're selective listening people. And this is not just black women, but it's also black men as well. We got some selective listeners on the black male side as well. Now, sure as shit stinks. As long as I'm talking about black women, and I've noticed the pattern, black men are pleased that I have gotten off their asses. And some of them are secretly happy that I'm having this falling out with my fellow black women. I could care less about either side being unhappy. I'm going to tell the truth regardless. I call it ego. And we have too much of it on both sides. We have male insecurity that causes these men to want to abuse and tear down the self esteem of black women so that we can be beaten down so much that we will just take anything. Those are male bombs. Then we have the female bombs that have fucked their lives up so much that they want to start a female brigade. Some of them have started what was described in one article that I read, baby mama mafias. So that anyone saying anything about a baby mama is going to be villainized because baby mamas should be pitied and not held accountable for their decisions. So, yeah, I know already that with this being the platform that it is, social media, I already know the type of people, male and female, who are going to launch attacks against me. Do I care? I wouldn't be constantly putting out these videos if I did. I really don't care. You're not going to silence me. Because black people, what they do, just like one YouTuber put up a video of a gremlin and then began to say statements that I had said in all of my previous videos, and they were mimicking me. And I was supposed to be the gremlin. And this was supposed to be a silencing tactic so that I wouldn't want to talk anymore or show my face anymore. But I've shown my face since then, and I'm still talking. No, these are not going to silence me. These are childish silencing tactics. And what's so crazy is that same person was all over my thread with the woe is me. Black women, black men are bashing black women and making us feel less than and downing us because of how we look and talking about us and calling us ugly because we don't agree with them and blah, 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 then you turn around and this is your rebuttal video. So now that just made everything that you ever said that black men are null and void because you are that yourself. And that's my whole point. If you are not able to see the evil within yourself, then how in the hell are you going to turn around and point it out in somebody else and call foul when they do it? But then you're doing the same thing. Independence, there has to be a balance. It's like every man wants to be with a grown woman that can handle her business. But it has to be a balance. You still have to be able to let the man know that there is a place in your life for them that only he can fill. Women, we're not children, and our men don't expect to treat you like you're a child either. They don't want to take care of you like you're a child. So a little independence is good. If you're going to a guy for every single thing, you can't seem to make up your mind or make any decisions for yourself. Well, one day he's going to make up his mind and just not come back because you're too needy. So it's good to have a balance. Independence is great to a point. Men have their male egos and their male insecurities too. And all ego and all insecurities are not unjustified. Some of them are justified. And I'll probably have to do a whole nother video on that because that's a whole nother spectrum by itself. But there's no getting around the fact that we as women need to make our men feel that they're wanted sometimes. So too much independence can be a bad thing. And it's more than just about sex. And I know that some of you can't grasp that concept because that's all you think you have to offer is your sex, both men and women. I see so many black men running around thinking they can conquer the world with their penis, and so many black women running around thinking they can conquer the world with their vagina. We have got to get our heads out our asses. If you keep telling a man and showing him that you can do everything on your own, then what do you need him for? If a man keeps showing you that he can do everything on his own, then what does he need you for? I know it may sound shallow, but both men and women, we all need our egos to be fed from time to time, just a little bit. Maybe some more than others, but you should get the idea. I was once with a guy and he didn't need me for anything. I couldn't cook him a meal. I want to surprise him and cook him a meal. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do anything for this guy that would, fall into, what a woman would do for her man. Can't give him a massage. He's paid a masseuse for that. It's just so much that he has taken away from my usefulness. And it's the same thing on our side. You've gotten so independent. Hey, you don't need that guy to come change that tire or fix that broken thingy in your house. You don't need him. He offers and you tell him, nope, go sit your ass down somewhere. I get it. Sometimes, people just want to feel like they're needed. It's okay to let them in. But yeah, I've been noticing, like I said, over the last few days when I first had that breakdown with the sisters, and I stopped talking about black men as much as I had, and I started focusing on black women and what it is that we need to be doing to better ourselves. When I stopped talking about black men, I noticed that certain black women didn't like it and they went on to where they could continue to focus all their attention on black men. And everything that happens to them is his fault. Everything. Doesn't that sound familiar? Nobody wants to take responsibility for their own actions and their own part in their own failures. Yeah, there might have been somebody that assisted you along the way. Not saying that they should be absolved for their part, but you can't control whether or not that person takes responsibility for their part. But you can control that you take responsibility for your part. If we're so busy trying to control the other person and we don't even have self control over ourselves, then we're always going to be doomed to fail, and history will always continue to repeat itself in our personal lives. You're going to find yourself having the same argument over and over again with different people. And the common denominator is always going to be you. Because wherever you go, there you are. Well, I'm going to conclude this video. This is Faith Jones coming at you with another video. Please like, share, and definitely subscribe. Have a good one.